So I was talking to this guy from Bedu, and I've talked to him before, and then he blocked me, but he wanted to match with me again, and he's like, he misses me, he wants to be with me, and I'm like, you don't like me. Oh, I sneezed. And I was like, you don't like me. And then he's like, I like you, I missed you, I realized I like you. I want to give it a chance. And I'm talking, and then he randomly video chats me. Because it's like, I'm not that into this guy. And then he's a lot younger than me. So I answer the video call. No big deal. And then I see his teeth. And I'm like, oh shit. And it's like, I'm not like the biggest fan of braces, but I feel some people need them. Because it's one thing, like, if you have like a gap and your teeth are straight. But if your teeth are, like they say, making gang signs, you need braces. And I'm just like, where do you go to the dentist? Because when you ask somebody where they go to the dentist, it could be a compliment or it could be an insult. Or it could just be like wondering, like, where the hell do you go to the dentist? So I don't go there. And he's like, he doesn't go to the dentist. I'm like, what do you mean you don't go to the dentist? And he was telling me his family told him that they don't see the dentist that they saw anymore because it was too expensive. And I'm trying to understand this because he's a grown-ass man. And I asked him, is he disabled? Because I'm trying to understand the situation. You're a grown-ass man. You say you don't go to the dentist because your family said it was too expensive. And I'm trying to understand, how is it too expensive unless you need a lot of work done? And okay, if you need a lot of work done, go to a dentist with a payment plan. Or you can pay over time. Or if you can't do that, it's like, why don't you have an FSA card or a HSA card? I'm thinking, or like, why don't you have a credit card with like a low interest? So it brings up so many questions because he opens his mouth and I'm like, damn, this man, he needs to go see an orthodontist. And I'm trying to understand when he says his family said, this man is, he's like too old to be asking his family if he can go to the dentist or go anywhere. It's like he should be out on his own, but he's like, my family lives with me. And it sounds like he has like a low grade disability from what he was saying. Like he has a disability, like probably diagnosed, but not enough to get a check because he has a job. And he's like, his family lives with him. And it sounds like maybe he makes enough money where he pays, or maybe his name is on the lease because he has the good credit, and or he's co-signing where he's saying his family lives with him. I don't know, but he was like, he doesn't go to the dentist anymore. And I'm just thinking, why would I date someone who's openly telling me they don't go to the dentist? If I kiss him and he has something because he's not getting his mouth clean and checked or anything, and I kissed him, I could end up getting a mouth infection. Like, why would I date you? You'd be putting my mouth at risk. And then I heard, I never asked my dentist this, but I've heard that they're like cavity diseases or something. Or like you can, like if somebody has like a bacteria, like you can catch it. So like if you've never had one before, you can catch it and stuff. And it's like, why would I date this guy? I can't kiss him. He's a health risk. I like to date guys that look like they go to the dentist. And one thing I've noticed on dating sites, like I don't like to show my teeth because I just feel like that's like showing a lot. But you can see my teeth in that I go to the dentist. And then there are guys that show their teeth, and it's like, yeah, you don't go to the dentist. And it's like their teeth, like their gums are gone, their teeth are like yellow and like weird colors and all this stuff. And I'm just like, do you not have a job or something? And it's like, that's not even an excuse not to go to the dentist, because I have a job. I get health and dental and all that stuff from my job. But to make sure I have really good dental insurance, because you pay like the $50 for your visit for the year, and then if you need any work, you pay for that. So in case I need any work or anything, I pay for an extra insurance. It's like a couple of $100 a year. Not a big deal, to make sure I'm doubly insured, so if I ever have to pay for anything, it's not a big deal. It's just a precaution. So I get double dental, and it also pays off because then I can get my teeth cleaned more to make sure I don't get anything. And it makes the prices lower. So when I hear people say, oh, it's too expensive, and then I also have a FSA card that I like to have so I can put tax-free money on there to pay for things, medical, dental, whatever. And it's always good to have like a spare credit card in case something comes up with a low interest, to be prepared. And I'm just thinking like prepared, because like we were talking and before anything, because it's like he had an issue with me before. I don't know what it is. I don't remember, but I remember talking to him because I remember his face. And I'm just thinking, this isn't working out. It's not a match. We only talked for a few minutes, and I'm already realizing this isn't a match, because that just sounds crazy to me. I go to the doctor, I go to the dentist, I go to the dermatologist. Yeah, a guy, like if you have skin issues and you don't go to the dermatologist, or just to go to the dermatologist every now and then, I'm not saying you even have to go every year, just every few years to the dermatologist, just for like a checkup to make sure no cancer, like skin cancer or anything, and go to the dentist at least twice a year. Like, I'll go to the dentist more than twice a year, because if I'm paying for like extra insurance and stuff, I'm gonna definitely go make sure I get my extra cleanings and stuff if I'm paying extra, because it's like, I would go every month, but that's a bit much, so I go like every 3 to 6 months or so, generally every 3 months, because they're like, your insurance covers it for cleaning, so why not go get one? Because every insurance covers twice a year, and I have 2 insurances, so I can go 4 times a year. I had taken that extra effort and all that stuff, so I'm just thinking it's not that much. And it's like, I don't even have like the best insurance, the best job, and I'm thinking like, I've seen like tech guys who have like great insurance that make like almost 200 and something thousand a year, and they don't go to the dentist or the dermatologist and stuff, and sometimes they have skin issues and teeth issues, and I'm just thinking like, why? And it's like, I'm not even like a teeth whitening person. Like, I wouldn't really want to date somebody that whitens their teeth. I've seen people that whiten their teeth, and it's like, I don't like it. But I also don't like when people drink a lot of coffee and stuff and then their teeth are like brown. But if you get your teeth cleaned and don't drink a lot of brown stuff and sugary drinks and stuff, your teeth generally don't turn brown. But I just like a man that goes to the dentist, the dermatologist, the medical doctor, and seeking medical treatment. But some guys, they get offended. But one thing I will say, I do understand about medical like going to go get like blood testing and stuff, because I did an allergy test. I've done, because I was confused when I did like my allergy testing last year, because I did it a few years ago and it was like free. And then I go back and I go do allergy testing, and it costs, because I did the skin test. I mean, not the skin test, because they were like, that's almost $5,000. Well, the test, all the tests that I was supposed to do for the skin testing, it was like almost $7,000 for like two different tests, a metal test and just a skin test. And I'm not sure how extensive the skin test was, but I was supposed to get tested for like a bunch of stuff on my skin. And I'm assuming a lot, because the blood test was a lot, because I had a lot of vials and I was like out of it and like a little dizzy. And then it cost me to lose like my $300 watch. And they weren't the friendliest at UCSF, where I was like, I'm not feeling great. They offered me juice. They didn't give me the juice. They were like, you need to go, because it's like a fast food line. Like how if you're like at McDonald's or some other fast food place, you get your stuff and go. You can't rest. You need to leave. And they asked me to take off my watch, and no one was looking out for me. And I lost my $300 watch, and they gave me a $1,000 bill. So that well, not the doctor's appointment, but the blood test cost me $1,000, plus the loss of my watch was $300. So that sucked. So it was like a $1,300 visit. Yeah. But it's always a red flag to me when a guy is against the doctor, the dentist, the medical treatment. And it's like, I was dating this one guy I met off OkCupid, and his teeth were falling out, he was telling me. And I'm like, I can get you a dentist. I can get you in today, probably. He didn't want to go because he didn't want to pay. And his teeth were falling out. And it was like, okay, this is weird. I don't know. I feel like it's a cultural thing, because when I generally date white guys that are middle class, or they might not be middle class, but they were raised in middle class, they might not live in the best situation. Well, it's not that they live in bad situations. They're just not in places I'd want to live, that are technically expensive, but like San Francisco. I wouldn't want to live in San Francisco, but they're not in like bad areas or anything. But they were generally middle class, and they grew up going to the dentist and doing like middle class things, middle class, upper middle class things. And that's one thing I've noticed, because I grew up, well, not really grew up dating, but I grew up with people, like if somebody invites you somewhere out to dinner, they're gonna pay. You don't pay. If I go out to dinner with somebody, it's like I expect them to pay. That's what I've always known. And I remember one time when I was like 19, I went out with this older guy. He's like, let's go out to eat. And then I was really confused, because we just went out to get fast food, and he was much older than me, and he asked me to go get food with him, and he didn't pay, and I was like confused. And then it was like really weird, because then it was like he was trying to make out with me, and I'm like really confused. You're trying to make out with me, but you didn't even buy me anything to eat. And it's not that you need to buy me something for me to make out with you, but it was just like weird. It was like I've never experienced that. And it's like I've let my standards go down, and like giving people a chance that I know that aren't as well off as me. And I don't think I'm all that well off, but I just see it as, at my age, I should be living independently if I don't have a family or something, because I don't have kids or a husband. So it's like I should be living independently, on my own independence and everything. And other people I have met my age, a lot of them have roommates or something sometimes. They don't really have a career or an education sometimes. Some, Because I realize when I date guys that are like what I grew up with, and my friends and everybody are like, you should date this guy. He's well educated, he has everything together. And then when I tell people my expectations, especially black men, and then I was dating this guy who identified as Latino but looked like a white man. And I was saying what I expected, and then he's like, that's a white man. You're looking for a white man. And then if a black guy tries to ask me out, and then they'll ask me something, and then I'll tell them, and then they're like, that's a white man. And I find it so interesting because of the things that people say. And is it a cultural issue? Because, like, this guy with the dentist, he identifies as Samoan, and he's like, he doesn't go to the dentist anymore because his family said so. This is a man who's 30 plus years old. And I'm like, he doesn't go to the dentist because his family said so, that it was too expensive. That sounds crazy to me. And he is 30 plus years old. I'll get into more topics like this if you like. Watch and subscribe. Bye.